Alright, so I finished the config file, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a quick highlight reel to show how to use it properly and what each of the functions does. So if you're going to use the config file that I'm using for debugging AI, and specifically I use this for debugging Alex in my map, what you want to do is turn cheats on. Well, actually, let's take a step back. You have to execute the file. So in order to do that, open console. If you don't know how to open console, you should be able to go to options, keyboard, advanced, and then enable developer console. Mine's always checked. And resume game here. So now that we have that, hit the tilde key to bring it up. And what you want to do is type in exec space and then the config file name. So once you download it from the comment section lower and you put it in your config folder, I'll have instructions on how to do that, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But once you do that, open up console, and then we're going to type in the config file name. Once you do that, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly restart. I think the changes might take place like right away, but I'm going to go ahead and restart just to get a fresh map. Alright, so our config should be working. The next thing you want to do is turn on cheats. Not all the commands need cheats to work, but some of them do, so you might as well just turn cheats on anyways. Do that by typing sv_cheats space 1 in console. So now that we have that up, I'm going to go ahead and hit the 1 key on my keyboard. That'll bring up developer 3 mode. That's the first bind that's extremely useful. And the next one, I have on my Sensei mouse, I have 2 buttons on the side, and they're mouse 3 and mouse 4. Most people that game nowadays have those kinds of mouse mice. So what I'm going to do is I can select Alex using, I think it's mouse 3. No, mouse 5 to select NPC. And as you can see, a box highlights around her, so we know that she's being highlighted right now, and that she's the NPC that I have in my selection. And what I can do now is using mouse 4, I can tell her to go somewhere that's on the NPC path. And this is great for just seeing if she has troubles getting up tricky geometry and things like that. Should be very useful. So the next thing I want to do is show my actual path so we know where we're going. And if I, right now I have the number 2 key bound to AI show connect. And that'll show her pathing data, and it'll make things really clear as to where she can go and where she can't go. The green lines show the connections and where she can go, and if you see a red bar, that means that she can't go that way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you a few other things here. So bind 3, so number 3 is bound to NPC routes, and what you want to do is you want to look at Alex when you hit this, because you can select any NPC. You have to be selecting an NPC when you do this, or else it won't know which one to show. So I'm going to go ahead and look at Alex, and I'm going to hit 3. So now when I tell her to go somewhere, it'll actually show you which path nodes she's using and where she's trying to get. And you can see that by a turquoise box that is around her. And at the moment she's just kind of beelining it towards me, but if we had some geometry in the way, you would see the blue line conform to the grid and actually show you the path that she's trying to take, which is really important when you're trying to debug why she can't get to you and where she stops at and things like that. So then, that's basically it. The other ones that I added are, so I have no clip on the mouse button, so when you have a mouse scroll wheel, I have that bound, so when you press it in, you no clip around. The other one is, I have backspace, the delete key, will kill any AI that you're looking at. So that's useful for when you just kind of want to get through a section, but you just don't want to have to keep hiding and unhiding AIs. So I'll show you that. Just kind of casually pushes them over. You gotta be careful though, because you can kill Alex using this. No. And now she's dead. So, but the cool thing about the select enemy and tell them where to move thing is, you could grab a zombie and tell him to move over here. And you can grab multiple AIs as well. Now I have a zombie army. Alright, now they're all dead. Okay, so let me see. What else? I was going to show you what it looks like when she's trying to path around. So let me hit restart.
Lacerations detected. Toxin levels detected.
Alright, so as you can see, the blue line right here, it's showing you the path that she's going to take and then her inevitable final location. And that is about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the config file I use down in the comments section or the FAQ section below. So anybody that wants to grab it can grab it and use it. And if you guys have any questions or feedback on the config file, something that would be great to add to it or something that doesn't make sense, just let me know and I'll try and get to that as soon as possible.